Look over the ArcGIS Pro GUI, or Graphical User Interface. If we open up ArcGIS and have a map inside, we're going to see something like this. The very first thing that you may want to click on is these ribbons up here. And these ribbons are going to depend on what you're working on. For example, now we're looking at the map, so we've clicked on the map ribbon. But if we were doing some analysis, we would want to click on the analysis ribbon. Under the map ribbon, everything under here appears, and we can see that these are all grouped together by ways that we can navigate around the map. For example, we can zoom in, zoom out, zoom to our entire map extent, or grab this thing and roll it around and explore the whole area there. On the left-hand side here, we have the table of contents. This has a contents pane on the top, which allows us to list things in different format. And then it has all of the layers, all of the different data layers that appear on the map listed below here. In this example here, under hazards, we have volcanic names, we have volcanoes, we have capitals, we have rivers, and all of those things are listed here. This is the map frame itself where all of those things are drawn. Currently, we're looking at the map frame for hazards, but we could look at a different map view if we wanted to. We could look at the entire USA by clicking here. Or we could look at how this map has been put into a page-like layout with things like the north arrow and all those other things added in under the hazards layout here. Here we see the scale of the map reported, and over here we get into these catalog panes, or these different types of panes, which in this case is the catalog pane. The catalog pane is kind of like my computer. It helps us to look around and find things. For example, here we can see we have two different maps, one of hazards, one of the USA, just like we see up here. Under layouts, we're not able to see all of those, but there's a hazards layout and then two other layouts as well. But there's also things like toolboxes, databases, different geoprocessing tools, different folders, all of those different things where we can find various things. So these would be the project items here, and then we're able to scroll back and forth if necessary using this scroll bar at the bottom here, this pane tab. So the project is going to contain all of these different things. If we're saving it, we would go under project and then save the project there. If we look at one of these particular panes, this is for changing the symbology. So we can always go back in order to get to the previous one, and typically these also have an option menu. At the top here we have these things called tabs. So if I want to look at the gallery, I would click on this tab. If I want to look at the particular properties of this thing that I'm symbolizing, let's say it's a layer of some kind of polygons, then I would click on properties here. And then we can switch between these three different types of panels here. But what we're seeing here is the stroke for this is a light gray, and the fill for the symbol is a darker gray. We can change those colors under appearance and do all sorts of those things. And I think once you play around in the software, those will become more apparent. But these panes, in summary, they contain the commands and the setting. They're movable and stackable, and they have tabs and panels with more functions within them. So look for the tabs and also the panels, clicking here, here, or here, in order to get more of the functionality associated with these. And of course, you expand and make these smaller by clicking on the arrows here. The contents lists all of these different things. So you can list things by drawing order or by source or by what is selected. The selected stuff is usually shown in this light blue color on your map, so that's how it's shown in this icon as well. You can list by editing, list by snapping, which is how one thing snaps or lays right on top of another. You can list by labeling, or you can list by charts. So all of that appears back in this section here of your table of contents. And then with reference to the ribbon items, each ribbon contains buttons and functions that are hopefully organized into groupings that seem logical to you. So for example, once again, maps is up here. We would call this the core ribbon here. Down below here, these are grouped into, this is all the ways that you can navigate around your map. These are all the things you can add to your map. You can add a base map, or you can add more data, or you can add preset maps to your map. And each one of these might have a drop-down menu associated with it where you're able to select things like that. Sometimes there are also group options, and you can explore those as well. The feature layers, this has to do with the appearance of these features, and you might switch between appearance and labeling and the actual data here, and then you would get different choices once again.